Good evening, YouTube. Just coming on here to make a quick video, talk about the pump we had in the stocks today and the slight pump we had in crypto and where I think that's going to go and whether or not I think that it's something we should be buying into or whether or not we think it's going to go to new all-time highs or anything like that. Personally, I think that it's just a little bounce and there's still way too much uncertainty in the markets to assume we're going to be going up to new highs or making any kind of significant bounces. I think, yeah, we'll get a bounce, but personally, again, just my opinion, I wouldn't be, diving all in with this. So this is not a time to go all in on anything. This is a time to dollar cost average into really good projects that you believe in and really good projects that you've done your research on. And also maybe good projects that you hear about from following smart money. Like, for instance, today we can talk about the fact that Donald Trump or his Liberty Finance company bought $100,000 worth of SEI. And so, do I think that that's a potentially good buy? And yeah, if you're willing to hold it potentially long term, then it's a good buy. If you're looking for instant, huge gains or anything like 10 times your money, I wouldn't expect that on any of these coins right now. Until we have some kind of clarity with all this tariff war and with the Russia war and, everything else that's going on around the world, there's just too many uncertainties on the table to be listening to people like Carl the Moon telling you to dive in, all in, go all in, buy Bitcoin, buy everything, go all in now. It's, it doesn't mean it can't happen, but this is not a time to deploy all your capital. This is a time to put in, a percentage of your capital, or you can go all in if you have stop losses at your entry prices, and sure, buy any coin you want that you've done your research on, and put your stop losses in on spot trading. You can have your stop losses, so put them in, and that's a good time to buy any coin then in that case. It depends on how you manage your risk. If you're willing to put money into a market and don't care about the volatility of it going up and down, then buy good projects and be willing to hold them long term. As we've seen in all other crypto cycles, and again, even stock markets, we have ups and downs like any market, and sometimes they're long, sometimes they're short-lived. But if you're willing to do that, then you can buy good projects now and just dollar cost average. Personally, I'm trying to save capital for a much lower Bitcoin price and even lower altcoin prices. And I've already bought enough of these coins at higher prices and the most recent lows. And so if it does go to new all-time highs, I'll be happy anyways. And if we get a half decent bounce, I'll probably take some capital out and wait for it to go to a new low again. Because I don't believe the stock market's done its decline, and I don't believe that crypto has done its decline either. I do believe it will at least see 73,000 Bitcoin, potentially even 50 into the 50s. So my opinion, don't listen to me. I'm just some guy on YouTube who's starting out a new YouTube channel. But I've seen enough of this and to know how this plays out, and so yeah, that's my opinion on it. As for what coins to buy now, I've had a few people ask me, what coin should we be buying? Well, I always say try to follow the smart money. Follow big money, follow smart money. Smart money usually has ins and tips as to what to buy and why they buy it. They either know something's coming, or they understand the potential of said asset. And so, if you see Donald Trump buying $100,000 worth of SEI, it's probably not a bad idea to follow him, right? The same with things like Ondo. If you buy Ondo, in my opinion, Ondo's a good buy. It was a good buy at $1.20. It's a good buy at 78 cents. It's a good buy now at whatever it is, 88 cents. And again, if you're willing to buy and hold it long term. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm buying, I bought some Ondo, I bought some Plume. Plume is basically, the undervalued Ondo, and with lots of connections and lots of partnerships in the making. And so I think it's a great buy, and so I bought some Plume today. I bought some Psy today. And, but I'm not expecting to sell it today just on this little pump. I'm willing to hold it. And, if we get lower, I'll just buy more. And I'm looking at this as like potentially we don't have an alt season this season, the way we've ever seen, the way we've expected it to, and the way it normally plays out. I don't believe we're going to have that. I do believe that even if Bitcoin does go to new all-time highs again, I don't think altcoins will follow the way most people think they will. Just because, like I said in the previous video, we are in a very different economic environment than we were in all other previous crypto cycles. In 2021, during the COVID cycle, we had the government printing money like crazy and giving out checks to everybody. That is the reason we saw what we saw in the previous cycle, which was a good performance. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't expect that again in this cycle here now. That is why we haven't seen it yet. That is why it hasn't played out as expected. And so, doesn't mean it's not. I mean, we are lucky to buy these coins at these, like some of these coins are trading lower than they were when Bitcoin was at $15,000, $16,000. So if you believe in your project and you think it's a good buy long term, buy some. DCA into these projects, buy Ondo now, buy Ondo when it comes lower. And, we can talk about price targets. We can pull fibs and stuff like that. Actually, I plan on making some videos on teaching you guys how to pull fibs properly and in different time frames and what that represents. The difference between pulling a fib on a monthly chart or a 4-hour chart or a daily chart or a 15-minute chart. You got to understand what you're doing. Are you going in for short term? Then you pull it on a short term chart time frame. Are you looking long term? Then maybe you're looking for if you're pulling a fib on a monthly chart, then you're waiting for big pullbacks or you're waiting for big pumps to short it. So it depends on what you're doing. But I'll be making a video on Fibonacci and how to pull fibs and how to work with fibs on different time frames, and volume profiles, super important. And those are two of some of my major indicators that I like to use. What else? If you look at Psy, what is Psy? I'll tell you quickly what Psy is in the brief form. I mean, you guys can do your own research and go and read this. It's pretty simple, but basically, Psy is a specialized blockchain built specifically for trading applications. It functions like a high-speed digital marketplace designed to make buying and selling crypto assets faster, more reliable, and more efficient than existing platforms. It aims to solve common problems like slow transaction speeds and high costs that currently limit how well trading apps can work. Since its mainnet launch in 2023, Psy has proven itself as one of the fastest Layer 1 blockchains, processing thousands of transactions per second with near instant finality. Now, there's a lot of these coins. Psy is not the only one, but it's one that obviously Donald Trump believes in, and that probably means something. The guy's not an idiot. He's not a billionaire for nothing, and he also has obviously very big connections and probably has some ins to information we're not even privy to yet. So I think it's a great time to buy some Psy. And like I said, I did today. But then there's other really good projects too, like Diem. Like Diem. I bought it on Bitmart, and I've been DCing into this project, and it's there's not much yet info out on it, but it basically says that it's one of the few blockchains that can work with quantum computers and quantum technology, which is coming out in the near future, pretty serious here. So these are things I'm looking at. Barachain. I've invested in Barachain. Obviously Link. Like these are really good projects to buy. Chainlink is phenomenal and has huge potential. And it's trading right now at $13.84 right here. So, I mean, do I think that Chainlink is a good buy at $13.84? Yeah, I do. I bought it $18 was a good buy. $13 was a good buy. Its low was a good buy. And, but, Chainlink has a potential to go to $10. So, don't buy it now unless you're trading it and you're a skilled trader and you know what you're doing and you have your stop losses in place. Or buy it and be prepared to hold it into lower levels and don't care about the fluctuations. These are decisions you got to make knowing how to invest and what kind of investor you are. Can you handle the volatility? Can you handle having your money for 4 years in these projects if we don't have another cycle for another 4 years? You know, it depends how bad things get in the world. Who knows? Maybe it's, I mean, if you look at stock markets, in the history of stock markets, when we've had major recessions, sometimes it's taken 15 years for these projects to come back to their previous all-time highs, right? So you decide with your money, your capital flow, and your lifestyle, whether or not you can afford to invest the money you're investing, and whether or not you can afford to watch it go down, and whether or not you can handle that for years to come, because that's a very real potential with what we're facing in the world right now. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to talk all night here about this stuff, but I just wanted to make a quick video about, also, like, Bitcoin's very good at doing what no one expects it to, right? Today we had a good pump in the markets. Bitcoin followed the SPX today. And, but, now Bitcoin's pulling back. And so will it pull back more and make new lows this weekend? That's totally possible because everyone's expecting it to go up. Lots of people have put it in big leverage trades. And so the market likes to shock people and do what no one expects. Everyone's expecting it to have a big pump. Generally, if the stock market pumps, crypto pumps, but it's the weekend, low volatility, easy to manipulate price. And so just trade carefully, be careful, and know what you're doing. If you're leverage trading, be extremely careful, do proper risk management, use your stop losses, pull your fibs, enter your key zones and the right time frames for what you're doing. If you're short-term scalps, then you should be trading on 3-minute, 5-minute, 10 and 15-minute time frames. And yeah, that's it, guys. Short video tonight, but just wanted to come out and say that and touch on some projects that I'm invested in and things I'm looking at. And of course, also look at CoinMarketCap. Look at your charts. Look at coins that pump the strongest when we do bounce. When we bounce and you see certain coins that are consistently the ones that pump strong, those are probably good projects to buy, right? Those are the ones you clearly see people have attention on, money's being put into it, liquidity's, there's a lot of liquidity going in there. And so if you see obviously Solana, Solana's a great buy, but Solana has the potential of going to $70, in the $70 range, right? If Bitcoin goes to 73, Solana's probably going to go to $77, I think it is. I have my price range for that. But yeah, the next target on Solana, if you look at Solana up here, I think the next target, let's go to a bigger time frame here. Yeah, my next target for Solana is, $68. So if we lose this fib at the 618 fib at $117 roughly, which we bounced from, and not a very strong bounce, but we bounced. Then if we lose this level, the next real level is about $69, $70, let's say. And if we lose that, well, then the next level is $40. So, this is all very possible and in the cards. So that's why I say never go all in. You shouldn't ever be all in. You should always have some dry powder on the sidelines. We all make these mistakes. I've made plenty of these mistakes. Learning how to manage my risk and how to trade. We get emotional, right? It's very emotional. We see a pump and we want to go all in and put everything in because we want to maximize on our gains. But then, you take losses and then you don't have money when you get dips, and it's not the way to do it. You never want to be all in. You should always have at least 20% of your capital that you are willing to allocate to these projects on the sidelines, dry, ready for a bigger retracement. Or, like I said, put your stop losses in at your entry prices. If we go up, great, take some profit. If we come back down, you get stopped out with very little loss or no loss at all. These are tools that are given to you so you don't lose your money. Start using these tools. Start understanding how to use these tools so you don't risk all your capital and don't lose your capital, or that you don't watch your capital go down and for a long time potentially. All right, guys, have a great night. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll come back at you with another video tomorrow and touch on some more points. And yeah, I'll make a video on teaching you guys how to. I know a lot of people want to know how to use fibs, and everyone's counting on the next YouTuber to tell them when and what to do. What we got to do is learn how to do it ourselves. If you want to be prosperous in these markets and you want to be, consistently making profit over time, then you need to understand how to do these things on your own. You don't want to rely on YouTubers all the time to tell you what to do. And all right, we'll leave it there for tonight. Have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.